1 second. Yo, what's up, guys? Today, I'm too big. Why am I that big? No. Okay, turn the volume down. Yo, what's up, guys? Today we're going to be reacting to a video without my headphones because my headphones got vacuumed up. And now I gotta wait a day to buy some new ones because I don't want to go to a store today. So today we're going to be reacting to Film Theory, Godzilla vs. Godzilla vs. Kong they didn't want you to see. Now, apparently this is about a cult, a secret cult. So anyway, I don't really know what the video is going to be about. It's not like I'm playing a game or anything. Let's just go right into this video. And also subscribe. It would mean the world to me. Please. You better do. No, I'm joking.
And now,
okay.
Film Theory presents
Oh yes! Film Theory presents dramatic reading of the YouTube comments.
Monkey,
Rawr,
monkey,
monkey, rawr,
monkey.
Oh yes, sire.
Reading of the comments.
That was a dramatic reading. Yes, very much. Okay, I don't even know what I'm doing. Oh, Mickey Mouse.
Hello, Internet. Welcome to
today.
Film Theory, the show that bows to no one, but will do an extremely grateful curtsy if you remember to make like a titan and smash that subscribe button. And
make
hey,
like
would you
a
look at that?
titan and
Ring the
smash
bell,
this.
ladies and gentlemen. We got one right. We got
Subscribe
one
button.
really right. Our prediction theory for Godzilla vs. Kong
I knew
crushed
it.
it. Like predicting every beat of the movie
We
right
knew
on the
it.
money. How's that old saying go? Even a blind squirrel finds a nut. Well, I am buried in nuts, baby.
Phrasing?
But you know what? I'm not done.
No,
I'm not gonna rest on my
phrasing was
panties
all
or
the
my
right
laurels
words.
by just predicting the movie that we got. I want to go one step further. I want to predict the movie that we didn't get. I.e., I want to show you the version of Godzilla vs. Kong that we didn't and probably will never get to see. I'm coming for you, WB. Scrounging around to assemble the footage that you left behind on your cutting room floor. Today we're using everything from Hollywood gossip and production team interviews to narrative themes and odd dangling threads left behind in the final
Yes,
product
he did.
to
This
assemble
character.
the Godzilla vs. Kong movie that you never
Okay,
saw.
I'm pretty sure they released a novel that's like would be longer than the movie, and he gets more like character. There's a lot more character in it, but a lot of the characters were really boring and annoying. So, but the only characters I liked, they didn't even like show like more than 10 minutes.
Saw the film that they didn't want you
The
to see.
Bond guy,
Was it better?
he
Was
should
it
have been
worse?
more in the
Well,
movie.
Stay tuned and let me know
Like the
down
Bond
in
guy
the
with the beard,
comments
but he
below if you
shaved
think
it. He
that
was
they
at the
made
beginning with
right
the hollower
decision.
theory.
So where is this theory actually
And then
coming
the Asian
from?
guy.
Well, while watching Godzilla vs.
Villain.
Kong, more than a few people, myself included, noticed that it sometimes felt like this thing was shipped with a few parts missing. Oh sure,
Yes.
we have our essential story beats of lizard monkey fight, humans running away, lizard and monkey team up against evil robot, but between it all,
Exactly.
there were plenty of lingering questions. Questions like, why aren't we following up on most of the unresolved plot
yeah,
threads
like
from
that.
the previous movie? And where did the bad guys from the previous movies go?
Yes, that's
Also,
what I
this
wanted to know
guy,
too.
I mean, everything about this guy. Now sure, every movie shoots a lot more footage than it uses and has scenes that don't make the final cut. That's been the case like forever. But when Godzilla vs. Kong director Adam Wingard says that there's enough extra footage to do a 5-hour version, yeah, I'm gonna sit up and take notice. After all, they were already in pre-production for Godzilla vs. Kong before they knew that the bigger, darker prequel King of the Monsters was a bit of a dud in terms of ticket sales. All of this and more.
Look, I have nothing wrong with long movies. The last movie was pretty boring sometimes, but you know, maybe the extra 5 hours, you know, the extra 3 hours would make it better. Okay, why didn't you keep it? Oh, why don't make it a TV show? Exactly. A miniseries, 5 episodes. You could do that. You could do that. Or you could just release the super. You could, I don't know. You could do like a release in 2 parts. I don't know.
More begs the question, what was this movie before all the studio notes, production pauses, and pandemic
Boo.
delays? Now, to be fair, there is technically a bit of actual plot in this thing. Godzilla has gone all city attacky again, and this big tech company called Apex says they've figured out a special weapon that can stop him, but they need a power source to do it. That power source is hidden somewhere in the Earth's hollow core. To retrieve it, they need Kong to lead the way because of genetic memory and something about salmon spawning. Shut up, it's a Godzilla movie. On Kong's team is a little girl named Gia who can talk to Kong with sign
Ooh,
language.
she was
Meanwhile, Eleven from Stranger Things returns as her Godzilla whisperer character named Madison. Apparently,
11 was
she's the
annoying.
only person who has ever watched a movie before ever, because she can tell that the big, obviously evil company is actually evil, causing Godzilla's destructive behavior with their anti-Titan weapon, the creatively named Mechagodzilla. Mechagodzilla, in true Neon Genesis Evangelion form, uses a neural interface to bridge a human pilot with the uplinked mind of the defeated alien King Ghidorah from the previous movie. This obviously goes awry when Ghidorah's consciousness wakes up and takes over the giant robot. As predicted, Kong and Godzilla have to team up to bring him down, and in the end, everyone gets their happily ever after, except for
spoiler alert, Godzilla won.
Hong Kong, which lays utterly decimated in the battle.
He won.
So the first thing that should jump out to you while listening to the short plot summary is that both Titans get their own cheering section. Team Kong's Gia is a Skull Island native who communicates with the Titan via a crudely fashioned doll and sign language.
Yes.
Compare that to Team Godzilla's Madison, who used
obviously.
technology throughout both of her movies to reach the giant lizard. One mission is funded with high-end super science military tech, the other is running out of a sketchy van driven by a conspiracy podcast.
I'd rather... To be honest, I like them both. But to be honest, I probably would rather watch the Kong version, which would be like the high-tech stuff. I mean, it was good, but like, 11 girl, just get her out. And, yeah. Movie should have been more focused on
clearly set up to be opposite
I mean, it was pretty
polarities,
much
which is why it's weird when it gets to the ending.
I mean,
and
I
you
kind of like
realize
the
that
Kong
this is the
stuff.
first
It was
time the
pretty
two
cool.
teams have ever met or even known of each other's existence. What was the narrative point in making them so noticeably similar just for them to never interact? Well, that's where our mystery character comes in. See this guy? The creepy apex henchman, chief technology officer who's always following the main villain around with a silent, I'm obviously more important than my not talking would indicate stare. Well, in the movie, as it stands, he turns out to be Mechagodzilla's pilot, until the ghost of King Ghidorah immediately electrocutes his brain and takes full control. Kind of a pointless role, right?
Yeah, that was what I talked about. I think I was gonna do a movie review, but I decided not to. But yeah, that's what my main problem with the movie. I wanted to see more characters.
He's actually meant to be the son of Dr. Searzawa, the heroic
I didn't even know that's like a week later.
Movies. Let them fight. Now, don't feel bad if you didn't catch this one. They only say his last name like once the first time he's introduced, and his connection back to one of, if not the most important human character from previous films goes completely unmentioned. Not in dialogue, not in reference, nothing. It's also clear that this was never meant to be a surprise reveal, considering in pre-movie interview footage, his character's full name is just laid out there on the table. So in this one character, we have ourselves the son of the guy who was obsessed with Godzilla and even died to bring the big lizard back to life in the previous movie. And now, this son of his is not only working with the guys who want to destroy Godzilla, he has literally volunteered himself to become the brain of the weapon designed to kill it. I mean, there has got to be some kind of revenge or daddy issue stuff that's been left on the cutting room floor here. You don't have to be a Hollywood screenwriter to see the whole, Dad, you missed my recital to go look for Godzilla again? Let me hop into my Megazord and take out my childhood frustrations arc totally taking shape with this character. Especially when you consider that the other main minion in this film is the corporate villain's daughter. She's annoying. His surrogate son.
The thing is, I was so happy when she died. Even though she had eyeliner, I just called her Eyelash Girl. It's the whole movie. Even though it should be eyeliner. I was so happy when she died. She was like a Disney villain. Literally, it was so bad. She's like, oh, my dad gets what my dad got. My dad gets what my dad wants. We have all this money. Like, she was so like Disney villain. She was
like a family affair on the villain side. But more relevantly, if that had actually been Ren Shirazawa's character arc in the film, it would have made him and Mechagodzilla fit neatly into the mirroring dynamic that the other two Titans have with their support teams. It also works thematically. All three of these characters are dealing with loss by relating to their Titans in their own unique ways. Gia lost both her family and island, only to find comfort with her Titan. Madison's mother was one of the bad guys, and her father is well-meaning but aloof, just like the sometimes sometimes good, sometimes bad, but always elusive Godzilla, and just like Ren seeking revenge on the dino that stole his father, Mechagodzilla, or rather Ghidorah's severed head, is angry and craves revenge against the Thunder Lizard. This would also make sense with some of the casting around the movie. Back in 2017, Chinese actress Zhang Ji was cast into the MonsterVerse, but her actual role was kept somewhat mysterious.
Oh yeah, I remember. When I was looking at the actors before, before the movie came out, I remember I saw the character, and I think that was like a mom character. I don't remember what, but I don't remember seeing her in the movie. Yeah, I don't know. They might have changed her on Xfinity. She was one of the main, it was one of the main actors that they showed.
Release of King of the Monsters, where it was revealed that she was actually playing two separate characters, twin sister scientists working with the Titan studying organization Monarch. This was a winking nod back to the original mythology of these monsters, where a set of twin Infant Island priestesses were traditionally
I remember that. The little, they're like tiny little girls.
Supposed to be appearing in the new Godzilla vs. Kong.
They're just literally just adult women. They're all tiny.
She was on Dr. Serizawa's exploration team in the earlier movie and was there when he died. The only character it would make sense for her to connect with would be Ren, possibly explaining his decision to join Apex in order to avenge his father. So, is that it? A few extra scenes fleshing out the backstory to one of the random humans, all cut for time because, let's be honest, no one cares about the human storylines in these things.
That blonde guy, the thing is, okay, 11 and the fat guy, and the conspiracy guy. Conspiracy guy was okay. He was kind of funny sometimes. Fat guy, I guess, yin and yang for the other fat guy, the conspiracist. She just, why'd she have to be there? It makes no sense. He should have had the main role. He should have been the main role actor, and then the villain would be
your brother. You know, Gia's parents were killed on the island.
It was a gift from my Sarah.
Nobody cares! I think the cut content around Ren Serizawa was also setting up where the franchise would head to next. Remember, this movie was already well into pre-production when King of the Monsters underperformed. As such, it's likely that some of the cut materials were meant to set up where the MonsterVerse would head next.
Yes.
I have a challenge for all of you. Go to every computer in your house, your mom's, your dad's, your sister,
my mom,
your
my dad, my sister, my brother.
Wait, Mom, before you check out, do you have Honey installed?
What's Honey?
Oh, no.
What is Honey?
It's a browser add-on that automatically applies coupon codes when you...
Okay. Yeah, to be honest, okay, I'm pretty sure, because I know there's there was a credits ending that was supposed to hint at the next monster for the monster movie, and the people who saw the early screening have been saying it's Space Godzilla because the next movie has aliens. They already said that the next movie is gonna have aliens, and if they're saying Space Godzilla, I want to see the new Space Godzilla. But Gaiden.
Here. I mean, let's be honest here. One of the clunkier, more awkward parts of this movie is how both Ren Serizawa and Ghidorah's head are both needed to activate Mechagodzilla. I mean, in the final movie, it basically goes like this.
Hardwired, it's DNA. Self-generating neural pathways capable of intuitive learning. It had 3 heads. Its necks were so long that communicated telepathically. And there's one here, another one inside of that thing.
All right, since this was a bunch of scientific gobbledygook, let me try. They needed the psychic powers of Ghidorah's skull to filter through a human brain in order to pilot a giant mech for reasons. It is long, it is awkward, and if you pay attention to how many lines about this thing get said in ADR, it's probably not what the original intention was. For those who don't know, the letters ADR in filmmaking stand for Automated Dialogue Replacement. It's the process of re-recording dialogue after filming to improve the quality or make changes to the original script. Now, you can usually tell bad or rushed ADR dialogue in one of 2 ways. Either the audio quality shifts slightly,
Donya Madani. Poor woman has tuberculosis.
or the dialogue doesn't perfectly match the character's lips.
Yes, your opinion.
Since matching the audio up completely to the original scene is incredibly difficult and time-consuming, many movies cover up ADR by not showing the actor while they're speaking on camera. A recent high-profile example of this is with the Disney Plus series Falcon and the Winter Soldier, where an entire central plot line about a global disease had to be cut because of the current world situation, and as a result, most lines about the actual plot of the series are said off camera.
I want the serum back, or I will find you.
Notice how the mentions of the serum happen without anyone on screen? It implies that those lines had to be recorded later and merged in whatever footage that had already been shot.
Let's watch the lip sync, okay?
Now, how does this apply to Godzilla vs. Kong? Well, notice how any and all lines about Ghidorah's skull or the upgrade are spoken with Ren off camera. And pay attention to the audio quality, which has slightly more reverb and hollowness to it when he's the one speaking.
We have no idea how this energy source will affect the mecha.
Get in the goddamn chair.
It implies that there is more to the plot than the skull only serving as an energy source. My guess was that Ghidorah was eventually meant to possess Ren Shirazawa.
Yes, that is what I originally thought. When he got lectured, I was like, is Ghidorah possessing him? I don't know.
That sounds insane. Remember that the final plot of this thing that they expect us to roll with is that the dead space dragon demonically possessed a robot via Wi-Fi. So really not that much further of a stretch.
Just like I tried to connect my Bluetooth headphones to record this video because I was a mic,
this one small
but
change
it said no because I did not have I did not use my telepathiness enough.
For a pilot having to be inside the suit. 3 makes sense considering they already talk a lot about Ghidorah's psychic powers, and 4, it sets up a villain for the future movies. That's right, after you've already done the big battle royale with all the famous monsters and then the big monkey lizard fight, there's nowhere else to go except Mecha Ghidorah.
Yes, that is a real thing.
At one point, better known from imported Godzilla toys than from films, Mecha Ghidorah was a cyborg introduced in 1991's Godzilla vs. King Ghidorah. Like a lot of the
lots of time travel in that movie.
Era Godzilla films, its broader plot was a kaiju-stuffed riff on popular international blockbusters of the era. In this case, the movie they were riffing on, believe it or not, was the Terminator series.
Yeah, that kind of makes sense because, like, in the movie, they time travel back in time to like destroy Godzilla, and it turns out Godzilla was like the first time Godzilla like killed anybody, it was like some dinosaur on an island, and it was very controversial nowadays because I don't think I'm not gonna like say what happened in the movie, but I have a sneaking feeling they didn't portray World War II as how it happened. There was a lot of some World War II scenes, and you know, they weren't the most accurate.
In the main story, time travelers from the future come to Godzilla-ravaged present-day Japan offering to help. They do this by going even further back in time to the 40s to prevent Godzilla's mutation. But, wait, there's a twist. These time travelers are actually a multinational coalition of villains whose real agenda is to prevent Japan from becoming a world economic superpower. They do this by leaving adorably merchandisable baby Ghidorahs to get mutated. One thing leads to another, and eventually the good guys turn the remains of the defeated Ghidorah into a human-piloted cyborg. Adding to the weirdness, it was also supposed to be a King Kong movie. Yeah, the plan was to do a huge Godzilla event movie specifically timed to the 30th anniversary of King Kong vs. Godzilla. And since Toho figured correctly that Universal and the other rights holders to Kong would never let them use the character for a reasonable price, they set the storyline up with all the time travel and robotics to justify using Mecha Kong. But when their lawyers figured that, yeah, the Americans will probably find a way to make that not okay, Toho decided that Ghidorah Robot would be a solid runner-up. So my guess is that the death of Ren Shirazawa in the pilot seat of the mech was actually meant to be a possession in the pilot seat of the mech, meant to keep the ongoing monster villain of the series alive, waiting to strike again. But when the future of the monsterverse became unclear, all references to weirdly supernatural stuff like that had to get cut, including any end credit scenes alluding to Ren still being alive and under the control of the giant space dragon.
I have to give it a 7 now. I'm sorry.
The secret plot to Godzilla vs. Kong that you'll never see. Ren Shirazawa, looking to get revenge on the lizard that killed his father, joins forces with Apex to control the monstrosity known as Mechagodzilla. When Ghidorah is too much for the suit to handle, he gets possessed, which opens the door to more mechanized dragon madness in future installments. Would it have added much to the final movie? Probably not. No one watches these things for the humans. But would it have made the final product we got a bit more cohesive? Yeah, probably. And also, because of those cuts, this movie felt like a definitive end for the characters. No end credit scene, no nothing.
Yeah, I know.
It was very clearly a hit in the box office, meaning that they're gonna want to make more. So the long story short, friends, don't be surprised if the next film's trailer opens with a peek inside the wreckage of Mechagodzilla, only to have Ren's eyes pop open. But hey, that's just a theory. A film theory. And it's springtime over here at Theorist HQ, and you know what that means. What's that? Leave my house to marvel in the beauty and fertility brought forth by the vernal equinox?
No!
You must be new here. Though, now that you mention season, from just the label on the bottle. But with Bright Cellars, every bottle comes with these handy cards explaining the wine's origin.
Oh my gosh. They got sponsored by alcohol. Okay. Well, hope you guys enjoyed this video, but before you go, I just want to tell you, our sponsor is Corona, and not the virus, but the drink. Now, kids, drink your